one of the things that people don't do enough of is people always look at their competitors and like compete, like stop that. Like there's a lot of other things if you want to look at your competitors you should look for. And one of my favorites is using Postrank. Anybody here using Postrank to spy on their competitors? Okay, you should. What I love about Postrank is when you drop in someone's blog, it doesn't have to be a blog. Yeah, it doesn't have to be a blog. So it can be any content. It will automatically pop up for you their good, better, and best posts based on their own algorithm. But what I love about it is when you put your mouse over one of the little numbers that they pop up, it will tell you how many times that thing has been bookmarked, how many comments it has, how many times it's been tweeted, retweeted. All that information sits right there, and this is totally free. This is what it looks like. So when I dropped in, I was doing some keyword research for a client trying to come up with some new content. And we wanted to develop content, but instead of us just going, well, this sounds kind of cool, let's do that. Instead, I started dropping in competitors' blogs. So here I use Autoblog. Under show, which I apologize, I should have included the drop down, it shows good, better, and best. And then the number there to the left, when you mouse over it, I can look at this and tell, who uses Brightkite still, but there's one Brightkite mention, 20 comments on that thread. I think the one is something to deal with Google, friend feed. Then I can tell that one person on Facebook liked it and they got 45 tweets. This allows you very quickly to look at what content have my competitors written that has actually caught on. Now, I've got a whole other session that I did a while back on once you find this, how to actually go about contacting somebody and finding opportunities to build links. This is really good if what your competitors have that's gotten a lot of social traction is old or out of date. So if it's from 2008 and it's got all these mentions, it's a great time to redo it as the 2010 or 2011 version and then go back and contact all the people who left comments in that thread and let them know that what they're linking to or talking to is out of date and that you've got a new source. Totally white hat, like nothing like crazy, sketchy, or shady there, but it just makes sense. So if somebody has an old piece of content, why wouldn't you, that's caught on, and now you've got social proof that it has caught on and it's worth your time to redevelop it, you redevelop it and post it. And then you go back and contact everybody that linked to it, everybody that commented on it and left their website. That's the way you build links, in my opinion. So this is tough to do if you've got tons and tons of competitors to do this all day. And I'm not a fan of hiring interns, not because I don't like them, because I'd rather automate them. So I'm an API junkie. Postrank, it's expensive, but they have an API, which will allow you to drop in thousands of websites at a time and have this whole process automatically run for you. So that now you can drop them all in and go, all right, now I can look at all my competitors. I can see what they've all written about that's gotten hot. That's a great place to start building your content. Wouldn't you agree? The other thing that I love, so it's really hard for me, and I actually, contrary to popular belief, people think I run this company, I just sit there and do these sessions and crap like that. I actually do SEO every single day. That's why I got into the business. I didn't get in the business to run a business. I got into business because I freaking love SEO. So I have a wine client who we're working with, and it's really hard to stay on top of their space. There's so many wine bloggers out there that it's really hard. So what did I do? I took, so Postrank has a plugin for Google Reader. And then anytime I load up my reader, I literally have like 600 messages about wine. Mind you, I don't really mind that, but I got a job to do, right? So what it does is it scores them all right here and lets me know which ones have gotten the most popularity. So now if I'm trying to stay on top of a client's space and what's getting hot in their space, I can now try to, in the best that I can, stay on top of 20 or 30 or 40 blogs without actually having to read every update and look to see whether or not it's gotten hot. Postrank in my Google Reader is automatically going to tell me what's gotten hot, so then I know to focus my time there instead of spending so much of my time going through a bunch of sites that are actually lowly rated. Anybody doing this? Anybody using Postrank for a Google Reader? Cool. It's even a good way that when you're like really far behind, so I got a question all you guys are going to say yes to. How many of you are behind on the things you should be reading to stay on top of your industry? There we go. Been waiting for something I can get a lot of hands on. This is a great way that when you're really far behind, you go, well, let me at least read the stuff. Because, you know, we all click that read all button, and you feel really bad doing it because you know there's something in there you should know. You just don't know what it is, and you just go, oh, shit, read all, done. Whew, done today, right? But you know you're missing stuff. This is a great way, even if you follow SEO people like I do, sometimes it's just too much. I cannot stay on top of all of it. So when I'm really far behind, I'll use this tool to be my proxy.